Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. We're going to go over how to do your science lessons for this week. This week should go pretty fast. So you're going to watch the welcome video. That's from Miss Sawwasser. Just click on that. Then you're going to move to your engage. For your engage lesson this week, let's push preview. You're going to watch this entire video. It's super short, and it's just if you were an astronaut on a space mission, would you like long or short hair? So this is just opinion. So you're just going to say, if I, capitalize your I, an astronaut, I obviously never spell astronaut, so I don't know how to spell it. I would want long or short. Totally your opinion. Just click on that link to see that really short video. Okay, next you're going to watch a quick explore. Okay, so it says, which food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink would you miss the most if you were an astronaut in space? Again, you're going to just click this really short video, and it's just opinion. So I would miss, oops, when I was in space. Okay, what are you going to miss? Mine from the video was I would miss french fries, so all I would put in is french fries. Okay, you're going to just submit that when you're done. Explain part A. Okay, this is when we get to something that's just a little bit harder. So we're going to start with our notes. I like to just push view and it brings me to a whole new tab. So these are going to be different notes about the 8 different moon phases. So we have the new moon, and that's when the moon cannot be seen. We have the waxing phases. There's 2 waxing phases, and that one is when the moon looks bigger. We have the full moon. We have the waning gimbus and the waning crescent, and that's if the waxing is when it looks bigger. The waning is when it looks a little bit smaller in the sky. And then we have the last quarter. Okay, so moon phases is how the lightened part of the moon appears on the Earth. There are 8 major phases of the moon, and it takes about 1 month or 29.5 days for the entire cycle to go through. So this little picture shows you where everything is. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly behind the Earth and into its shadow. This occurs only when the sun, the Earth, and the moon are aligned and the planet is between. A lunar eclipse can occur only on the night of a full moon. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets between the Earth and the sun and the moon, and it casts a shadow over the Earth. Parts of an eclipse. So there's an umbra and a penumbra. So the umbra is the darkest part of the shadow, and that's when there's a full eclipse. The penumbra is the part that is lighter, and that's a partial eclipse. Both can be experienced on Earth, but more readily in space, such as during a solar eclipse when the moon moves in front of the sun and leaves the shadow of the Earth. Rotation. Our Earth spins like a top. It spins around an imaginary line that passes through the center. This imaginary line is called an axis. The spinning of the Earth on its axis is called a rotation. The Earth rotates on its axis from west to east. Rotation is responsible for how we get our day and night. The Earth does not have its own light. It gets its light from the sun. The Earth rotates, but only half of the Earth faces the sun, getting light at a time. The part facing the sun has day. The other half, not facing the sun, has, you guessed it, night. The Earth completes one rotation in about 24 hours. Okay, that's the end of our notes. That was pretty quick. So we are going, to go to explain part B. I'm going to click preview. You're going to click start new attempt. Okay, so there are blank main moon phases. If you remember it, that's awesome. If you don't, we can go back to our notes. So moon phases, there are 8 major moon phases. Okay, is 8 on here? Sure is. During the waxing phase, the moon appears to be getting bigger. Well, we have two different waxings, so let's read. A waxing crescent moon is when the moon looks like a crescent and the crescent increases or waxes in size from one day to the next. So increases means bigger. True. It takes about one blink for the moon to go through the 8 phases. Does it take a day, a week, a month, or a year? Well, if you don't remember, let's go back. It takes about a month. A new moon appears like a bright circle in the sky. True or false? Well, let's read new moon. Is when the moon cannot be seen because we are looking at an unlit half of the moon. Unlit half of the moon. Well, if it's unlit, we can't see anything, so that would be false. Remember that we have these little play buttons, so if I'm not here with you reading it, all we have to do is push play.
A solar eclipse is when the blank casts a shadow on the Earth.
Okay, these ones can get kind of tricky. So a solar eclipse is when the blank casts a shadow on the Earth. So the sun, the moon, or the Earth. Well, I don't think that the Earth could really cast a shadow on itself, but let's see. Let's find solar eclipse. So it occurs when the moon gets between the Earth and the sun, and the moon casts a shadow over the Earth. Moon. Only people on Earth in the umbra experience a total solar eclipse. Well, let's see. The darkest part of the shadow, and that's a full eclipse. So only people on Earth get to experience a total solar eclipse. That would be true. A lunar eclipse is when the blank casts a shadow over the moon. Occurs when the moon passes directly behind the Earth and into its shadow. This can occur when the sun, the Earth, and the moon are aligned and the planet is between. A lunar eclipse can occur only on a full moon. Okay, so a lunar eclipse is when the blank casts a shadow over the moon. That is when the Earth casts a shadow over the moon. The penumbra is the darkest part of the eclipse shadow. We have the umbra and the penumbra. Well, the penumbra is a light gray, and then the umbra is the dark part. So, penumbra is the darkest part? No, that's false. Let's have somebody read this one to us.
Rotation is the spinning of the Earth around its blank.
Well, if we go back to the notes, so it spins like a top, but it's not a top. It's not spinning around the equator, it's actually spinning around this imaginary line called the axis. So our correct answer is axis. And then the length of one Earth rotation equals 24 hours or a day. If you don't know this one, go back to your notes, but this is true. You're going to push review, and then you're going to push finish, and you'll get your grade, and then we're done with science for the day. I hope this was helpful. If we need to do this again, just send me a message, and we totally can. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.